Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we are grabbing what feels like the ultimate intelligence briefing.
Yeah, we're going straight into the source material. It's basically the notes, the recap from a very specific scholar meetup.
Right, held at Miami-Dade College's West Campus. And the entire focus, the whole session was on conflict resolution.
Yeah.
Arguably, one of the most critical leadership skills out there.
Absolutely. And looking at these notes, you can tell this wasn't your standard conflict resolution 101.
No.
This was really targeted, aimed squarely at high-achieving scholars, the very people the college sees as future leaders.
So our mission here, for you listening, is pretty clear. We need to sift through this detailed summary and pull out the actionable skills they were taught.
Think of it like extracting the core knowledge, the executive summary of conflict mastery distilled just for them.
Okay, so the event itself, Tuesday, October 28th, 2025.
Mm.
And what jumps out immediately from the sources is this dual mission they had.
Right. It wasn't just about learning stuff.
Exactly. The goal was also about fostering unity, sense of pride, reflection, but also empowering these students, helping them grow as leaders, resilient ones.
Yeah, they're really positioning conflict resolution as like the foundation for effective leadership. You can feel that commitment.
And you saw that institutionally too, didn't you? The number of key campus leaders involved.
Oh, definitely. It signals this isn't just a nice-to-have skill. It's essential if you're on a leadership path there. Dr. Andrew Carbon, the Dean of Students, gave the welcome.
And they managed the tone well. I noticed there was some recognition stuff early on, joyful birthday recognitions, led by Bernadette Hernandez.
Right, from the Presidential Scholars Program.
Yeah, but then they pivoted quickly into the main content. It kept things engaging but focused.
It balanced the serious topic with that sense of community. Then they brought in the main speaker, introduced by Director Rip O'Connor Jr. from the Rising Scholars Program.
Mr. Reuben Roberts, CEO of RER Consulting Enterprise, LLC. And the sources make a point of his background.
Which is important. This isn't just an academic viewpoint. We're talking extensive experience in professional development, social work, community leadership.
Real-world stuff.
Exactly. And that matters for you, the listener. It means the insights shared were practical, tested in the trenches, focused on getting results in tough professional settings.
So less theory, more application.
Precisely.
Okay, let's unpack his main presentation then. Because really, this is the core of our deep dive.
Yeah.
If you listening right now are dealing with friction in your team, maybe a tricky negotiation or just, a disagreement that won't go away.
Then you need to pay attention to these 3 pillars Mr. Roberts laid out.
He framed the challenge, didn't he? Overcoming these key barriers. Your own internal emotional reactions.
Volatility.
Ineffective communication, and maybe just not thinking strategically enough about the solution.
And he gave them the toolkit. The first piece, and the sources really stress this, it's the absolute foundation, emotional intelligence, IEI.
But it sounds like it was more than just manage your feelings.
Oh, much more. In this context, for conflict resolution, EI is about mastering self-regulation deeply.
Okay, so what does that look like, practically speaking? Especially for, say, high achievers who might naturally lean towards logic.
Well, it means creating that pause, that critical space between what happens, the stimulus, and how you react.
Okay.
The scholars were taught, essentially. Conflict flares up. Your first job is stop. Identify your own triggers, what makes you shut down or lash out, and then regulate it.
Control the impulse.
Yes. And critically, it's also about empathy. Not just feeling for someone, but accurately understanding the other person's emotional state.
Mapping their landscape, you called it.
Exactly. Is their anger actually masking fear? Or maybe insecurity? Or just feeling completely unheard? You need to read that.
Got it. So EI gives you the self-control, the internal stability, and the map of the other person's emotions. But, okay, a map isn't enough, is it? You still need to navigate.
Which brings us right to pillar number 2, communication.
An actual talking part.
Right. But communication in this specific framework is really the art of dialogue. The sources suggest Roberts focused heavily on distinguishing between someone's position and their underlying interests.
The classic distinction. Position is what they say they want.
I need this deadline pushed back. That's a position.
And the interest is why.
I need it pushed back because I've got 2 other major projects landing the same week, and my performance review hinges on quality, not just hitting this one date. That's the interest.
That's a huge difference. And most arguments get stuck on the positions, don't they? The what?
Totally stuck. So the communication strategy taught here is about high-level active listening, techniques designed specifically to uncover those hidden interests.
So you're listening for the why.
Yes. And it also means framing your needs in terms of shared goals, if possible. Plus, using techniques like mirroring what they said, summarizing their point.
Show you heard them accurately.
Exactly. It validates the perspective, their interest, even if you don't agree with their position or demand yet, it builds a bridge.
Okay, so EI is the emotional bedrock. Communication provides the structure for the conversation.
Which leads us naturally to the third pillar. And this is the one that, frankly, determines if you actually solve the conflict. Strategic problem solving.
Right. This is where you move from just talking in understanding to actually finding a way forward, a solution.
And this is the capstone, really, because it requires creativity. It demands looking beyond the immediate. Conflict resolution properly done isn't just about compromise.
Where everyone kind of loses something.
Yeah, where everyone walks away a bit unhappy. Strategic problem solving, as it was taught here, is about aiming for integrative bargaining.
Integrative meaning.
Finding solutions that actually create new value. Or satisfy the core interests of both sides at the same time. It's a win-win, or at least a better win for both.
That sounds much harder.
Yeah.
But much better. So not just accepting the first obvious answer.
Definitely not. Like the example you gave to departments fighting over office space. The strategic approach isn't just drawing a line down the middle.
It's asking bigger questions.
Right. Can we stagger remote work? Can we use the existing space differently, maybe vertically? Is there other space somewhere else we haven't considered? You explore options creatively.
Separating the people from the problem, focusing on objective criteria.
That's the method. The aim is a resilient solution, one that tackles the underlying system or issue, not just the surface argument.
And the sources were explicit here, weren't they? These three skills, EI, communication, strategic problem solving, they labeled them as vital for academic success and personal growth.
Absolutely vital, because they turn messy disagreements into chances for, well, strategic progress.
Honestly, it sounds like a high-level cheat sheet for navigating almost any complex organization or relationship, really.
It really is. And then notice how the institution took these individual skills and wove them into a broader philosophy.
The closing part with Miguel Murphy.
Yes, the executive director of student engagement and community partnerships. He provided the institutional synthesis, shifting from the individual mastering conflict to how this builds a collective culture.
And his key points mapped directly back to Robert's pillars, which I thought was really effective. Murphy highlighted dialogue, self-awareness, and collaboration.
Let's connect those dots explicitly, because this is crucial for scaling the knowledge. Roberts gave the internal toolkit, EI, communication, strategy. Murphy showed how those tools work together in a community.
Okay, so emotional intelligence. When you apply that understanding of yourself within a group context, that's self-awareness.
Precisely. Understanding your impact on the group dynamic. And communication, when it becomes the standard way a group interacts constructively.
That's dialogue.
That's dialogue.
Okay, which leaves collaboration. That has to be the ultimate application then.
It is. Collaboration is basically applying strategic problem solving as a group. It's not just talking nicely. It's the hard work of implementing those integrative solutions you found through dialogue.
So Murphy's message was essentially these three concepts, dialogue, self-awareness, collaboration, are how you actually build a strong, inclusive community. They're the mechanism.
Exactly. It's the operational model for a healthy group culture.
I think, for you listening, maybe the biggest takeaway here is the underlying expectation. It's not just about being smart or getting good grades anymore.
No, the bar is higher.
These future leaders are being trained specifically on how to lead with people, especially when things get tough, when there's disagreement.
And the sources say the attendees felt that. They left inspired. Not just by Robert's practical tools, but by that shared sense of purpose in the room.
The closing affirmation really nails it, doesn't it? Cultivating scholars who excel academically, yes, but who also lead with empathy, resilience, and purpose.
That triad is powerful. Empathy, you get that from EI. Resilience, that comes from sticking through the difficult dialogue. And purpose, that's the strategic why you're aiming for.
It really reframes academic excellence, moving it beyond just individual achievement.
So if we boil it down, the key knowledge nuggets for you are: effective conflict resolution connects your internal mastery, your EI, your self-awareness, with practical skills like strategic problem solving. And it's all delivered through thoughtful dialogue.
The inside game and the outside game have to work together.
Exactly. You channel the internal skills into collective, external action.
And you can see how this makes someone incredibly valuable in any professional setting, right? These notes show that real excellence isn't just what you achieve on your own. It's how you handle friction, how you navigate disagreement.
Your leadership style gets stress-tested in conflict. That's where it really shows.
So maybe a final thought for you to chew on.
Go for it.
Well, building on that, the expert raises this question. If dialogue and self-awareness are foundational, the necessary starting points for strong communities and relationships,
The bedrock.
then how might focusing intently on that third piece, strategic problem solving, that really difficult pivot towards finding those integrative actions, how might that be the bridge? The bridge between just being self-aware and actually achieving truly resilient, purposeful outcomes in your own life and career.
That's the leap, isn't it? Moving from awareness to strategic application. That's the mastery level, something to really consider.